Dear students, your lesson will start in 1 minute. Hello, happy fall. This message is for teachers. You probably have noticed that with all of my interactive vocabulary lessons that I post here on my YouTube channel or in my TPT store, the biggest objective for me is to make sure that our students are not just passive listeners of the material, but are active participants of the learning process, whether I'm presenting new vocabulary or introducing new concepts. And even more important for me is that I guide and lead them to their own language production. This is why on most of the slides you will see that I'm offering opportunities for them to get engaged as a whole class, in a small group, or with a partner. And this was also why I created this packet of additional free activities to make sure that students are also reading and writing the new vocabulary, and also this interactive vocabulary and concepts workbook that I posted in my TPT store for a small price. Here you will have a variety of writing tasks that will encourage that language production. But now let's begin my Thanksgiving 2 stories, an interactive vocabulary lesson. Let's say this word together. Thanksgiving. Which 2 words do you hear in the word Thanksgiving? You probably mentioned thanks, give, giving, thank you. To give thanks is to express or show gratitude and appreciation. Let's say together. To give thanks is to express or show gratitude and appreciation. This symbol means that there is a task in your writing workbook. But what is Thanksgiving? I think Thanksgiving is a... Did you say Thanksgiving was a holiday? A celebration? That's right, it's a holiday. In other words, a special day, a special event, a celebration. Which picture can be a symbol of Thanksgiving? Symbol. You can say or show with your fingers. Yes, it is number 3, a turkey. But why is a turkey a symbol of Thanksgiving? Many American people like to eat turkey on Thanksgiving Day. It is a tradition. Let's say together, tradition. They also eat other foods. Can you name any foods in this picture? Let's check. Corn, peas, cranberry sauce, turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, sweet potatoes, and bread. Do you eat any of these foods? This meal is called the Thanksgiving feast. Feast. It is also a tradition. Another tradition is the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. Parade. It happens in New York City. There are giant balloons, floats, and marching bands. A float in a parade is a decorated platform, like this one here or this one right here. It goes on a big truck or a car. A float carries people and displays decorations. It is similar to a stage in a theater, but it moves. This is a stage in a theater. Another type of float is carried by people. It is like a huge balloon. Can you match each word with a picture? A, B, or C? Let's check what you have learned so far. Read these words. Which of these words can describe this picture? Which of these words can describe these pictures? Work with a new partner or a small group and take turns writing answers down on a whiteboard or in your workbook. Be prepared to share your answers with the class. Your teacher will give you feedback. After sharing your team's responses, let's read a short summary. Thanksgiving is a holiday. On Thanksgiving Day, American people eat turkey, cranberry sauce, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, and corn. The meal people have on Thanksgiving Day is called a feast. The Thanksgiving feast, eating a turkey, and the Thanksgiving Day parade are American traditions. The Thanksgiving Day parade happens in New York. You can see marching bands, huge balloons, and floats there. Part 2. The history of Thanksgiving. Do you think Thanksgiving is an old or a new holiday? It is an old holiday. People celebrated the first Thanksgiving in 1621. Many people think that colonists and Native Americans had a big feast. Colonists came to America from other countries. They wanted to live in America. They wanted to have a new home. Native Americans lived in America when colonists came. America was their home. Some colonists were pilgrims. Pilgrims wanted religious freedom. They didn't want to be with the Church of England. The first winter in America was very difficult for the pilgrims. It was very cold. They didn't have good houses and didn't have much food. Many pilgrims were sick. Local Native Americans, called the Wampanoag people, wanted to help the pilgrims. They showed them how to grow crops or food. This is a pumpkin. What other crops can we grow? The pilgrims had a lot of crops. Can you name these crops? So they wanted to thank the Wampanoag people for their help and invited them to their feast. Some people think that this was how the Thanksgiving tradition started. Let's check what you have learned in part 2. Read these words. Match the words with pictures. Some pictures can be used more than one time. Read with a partner or as a whole class. Say the missing words. And now you can check. Choose a synonym for the highlighted words. You can also play my domino game. Your teacher will let you know if she has it. Part 3. More on the history of Thanksgiving. Some people think that pilgrims invited the Wampanoags to their first feast in 1621. But many historians do not believe this information. They say that this version of the history of Thanksgiving tradition is false, fiction, not true. Historians study the history of Thanksgiving and talk to the Wampanoag people. They say that Pilgrims and Native Americans were not friends. Why do you think the Wampanoags and Pilgrims were not friends? The Pilgrims treated the Wampanoags badly because they wanted control over their territory or land. They took their land, food, and houses. There were long fights, arguments, conflicts. It was a challenging time for the native people. This conflict caused a lot of suffering, sadness, difficulty. Thanksgiving is not a happy day for many Native Americans. Historians think we should remember their sad story and suffering. We should also thank them and honor or respect their memories. Today, many people in the United States choose to remember the sad story of Thanksgiving. They talk about it with their children and friends. They like to learn more facts about what really happened. Let's review what we have learned in part 3. Read these words. Read these words now. Match the words with their definitions or synonyms. Use these words to describe these pictures. Read with a partner or as a whole class. Show the cards with the missing words. The cards are in my free packet. Now you can check. And now it's time to practice what you have learned in this entire lesson. First of all, you can complete this fun writing or speaking activity. You will pull a stick with a classmate or teacher's name and write a thankful note to the student or teacher. This activity is part of the free packet. I have 3 different versions. Another activity is a quick write idea. Your topic is Thanksgiving. You have 5 minutes to write as much as you can and then count how many words you wrote to compare with future quick writes. Again, this is part of my free packet. The link is below. Next, you can try to write a poem about Thanksgiving in a shape of an acorn. Here's my example. My school is a place with people, with books, computers, and smiles. We talk, we write, and we listen, and never stop making positive vibes. Grab your copy of the acorn template. It's also part of my free packet. Also, following the link below, your teachers can download for a small price this Thanksgiving lesson vocabulary and content workbook. A lot of activities to help students remember and apply new vocabulary and also to produce their own language. And happy fall learning, everyone! See you soon with my snow vocabulary bundle, access prep videos, and Valentine's Day lesson all on this channel.